Hey everyone, okay, so today's video is on how to use 3 different kinds of foundations to create a more beautiful you. The trick with contouring and highlighting really isn't about the ultimate cheekbone. It's about creating dimension to the face, because the face isn't flat, there's lots of planes to it, it's very 3D. So we need to try, when we apply our foundation, to create this kind of depth in our skin. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is just prime the skin. I'm just using moisturizer, and you just want to rub this into the skin so that it's ready for foundation. Now, I don't know if you can see, but my kind of neck and chest is deeper than my face. So this is a great way of showing this technique. So the first thing we're going to do is use a foundation that's quite similar to my skin tone. I'm using Ellis Fast foundation and just a tiny amount in shade number 5 and a beauty blender. And you want to just tap this on, because this is going to cover all of the face, but we're applying a lot less of it. We don't want a lot of coverage because we're going to be using other foundations. So I'm just blending this in with a trusty beauty blender. And for those of you who don't want to buy a beauty blender or would prefer to spend less money, then if you click here, there's a video on dupes and where to get them from. And remember as well, the goal of foundation is not to erase everything, it's to just smooth out the skin tone. So I'm pretty much done here. So that's the first layer done. Next, I'm going to go in with a shade lighter, shade 4, and apply this to the interior part of the face. So I'll show you what I mean. So I want to just dot it kind of here, right in the center, down the nose, in this kind of area underneath the eye, and kind of down by the side of the nose. You'd also apply it just around the lips and on the chin. And then I'm going to take the other side that doesn't have any product on it and just blend this in. And again, you're stippling the sponge to harmoniously blend it all in. You're going to powder your eyelids anyway, so you can go over them if you want. So you can just see that this interior part is slightly lighter than the rest of the face. Next, I'm going to go in with shade 6. And again, a tiny amount, really small amount. And I'm going to bounce this around this outside portion of the face. And you can go a shade or 2 darker if you're kind of really good at blending, and just on the sides of the nose as well. And then I'm just going to blend this with the sponge just around the outside perimeter of the face. Not trying to contour, not trying to create a hell of a cheekbone. I just want it all to blend in. So with that complete, and you can kind of see that the result is subtle, but there's dimension. Now you can use a single shade of powder to powder the face, or you can use 3 different shades of powder, which we're going to do. The first shade is the shade that matches the foundation. So the original one that we put all over. So I'm very lightly just going to powder my face with this shade, very lightly, not doing any harm, not disrupting the foundation in the slightest. Now I'm going to take a fan brush, and this is one of my favorite things to use, and I'm going to use the lighter shade of powder, and this is going to go on the places that I highlighted. So right here in the center of the forehead, down the nose, onto the chin, over the eyes, and down the sides and underneath the eyes. And this is just going to give that lighter effect in the center of the face. Next, I'm going to move on to the darker shade of foundation, of powder. I'm just going to load up the brush, and then I'm going to go around the outer perimeter of the face. So I'm going to start here at the hairline and dust this powder on the areas that I applied that darker foundation. So you can see it's just adding a little bit of warmth to the skin. And you can see the skin doesn't look cakey or overloaded. Now I'm going to take it not under the cheekbones, but just on them, where I applied that deeper shade of powder, and onto the jawline, just going down onto the neck. And the same thing. Very subtly creating gorgeous dimension. You can also take whatever's left on the brush and really knock it off and kind of just sweep down the sides of the nose ever so slightly. But then whenever you're sweeping, make sure you kind of sweep down as well so that it blends into that lighter shade across the tip. And I just kind of like to finish off just a slight dusting across the nose. And that completes the look. So this is how I would use 3 different shades of foundation to create more depth and dimension to the face, to give the skin a real kind of feeling of color. And then you could go in with your blusher, your bronzer, your highlighter, whatever you want to do. You could then do the eyes, your lips, but the whole thing has a really realistic feel to it. And the skin looks real, it's not caked on because we didn't use huge amounts of product. I've still got it still on the back of my hand. And that is how to use 3 different shades of foundation. Let me know if you want to try this and how it works out. If you leave your comments in the description bar below. Be grateful if you could share the video, and otherwise have a lovely day and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much, bye bye.